Hello dear participants, welcome to a new tutorial from Logi Tutorials presented by me, Sami Khiami. Actually, this tutorial is a little bit of modification to the previous tutorial because I noticed that the amount of math in the creation of virtual joystick was too much for some of the participants and viewers. So I thought that there's more clever way to do it, like simpler way, and I wanted to share that with you. So it's another simpler way to do like the virtual joystick and escaping the math, like lots of math issue. So let's go directly. I'm going back to the our example, and I removed everything from that example except for our character here with multi-custom, as you may remember, like the multi-customs, and nothing in the code part. I removed everything except for the that when clicked and forever. Okay, and I'll be also checking if I will remove everything here, like delete, and the direction to speed. Okay, we will rebuild those like, and for my variable also it's not delete. Okay, so what I will do, I will use a very simple like approach to deal with it, using the blocks and trying to depend on part of the things that we already have in Scratch, escaping those extra calculation that we did the previous time in our example. So virtual joystick again. So what I will do, I'll creating another custom, and this will be totally similar to what we did at the previous session, just creating a new custom. This will represent the base directly, and from here going there, and that will represent the base. Okay, and another sprite that will represent the handler or the handle, and another sprite here. Let's change that, make it a little bit darker, and that will be the handle. Okay, and let's name that handle, and let's name that the base. You remember at the previous time we did use different things, like to be able to control those two. I think we better make it much smaller than this. It's too big. And again for the handler itself, smaller. Okay, I think that's good for now. And let's move those here. And just to keep the order, as I mentioned earlier, like we normally put the base, put the handler at the higher level, and then the base directly after that. And to assure that, we can go to the code, go to the control when the green flag clicked, go to looks and change the switch. Change, where's that? Go to front. This is for the handle. We don't need anything else, and we will move that to the base too. It will be the same for the base, but we will add, like, go backward one layer, so it will be directly after that. And it will be good if we just specify the place for that joystick to be set, like the center of that. So I'll send the handle, I'm sorry, not the handle, the base itself, I'll send it to a specific point. So I'll say here in the motion, go to that specific S and that specific Y, and for those this will be in our case the x148 and 100 minus 140. Like I think 180 140 will be good. 180 and minus 140, that would be good. You will notice I'm not setting the handle because the code itself for the handle will contain something to jump directly to that point, to the base. And you remember in the handle part we did add that thing that will help us to go directly to check if there's something pressed. Like if you remember that forever, and we have that if then else, and we have, you remember that long like AND operator that we used to AND nested AND operator, if you remember, and that will be mouse move, the sensing, it was touching mouse pointer and mouse down, and touching the base itself, touching the base and touching the base. You remember that one, touching the base. And this is, if this is happening, so that means that we should be moving with the mouse pointer, so we will be able to drag. If you remember, we said go to motion, go to X and Y, which is the mouse X and mouse Y. The mouse X position, this is from sensing, the mouse X and the mouse Y. And if not, it should jump directly to the base center, so the go to base. So we have that go to directly and base. So let's try that. If you remember, this is what we did, like when we move in a specific direction. Our problem was after that, like the amount of math that we use, like calculating the tangent, then calculating the arctangent to know the angle and all that, and then for the space, we have directly a function in Scratch called distance, so we can use that to check the distance. So distance 2. So this is one of the things to decide on the speed. So one of the things that we can calculate is the speed. Let's create that variable first. Speed. Like just this is only speed, and this is for all sprite to be seen from external access. Like this, that will be the speed, and the speed will be the distance between base and the handle. So like directly we can say the distance from set speed. With that we got rid from square root delta x to the power of 2 plus delta y to the power of 2. So we get rid of all that. Set speed to distance, sensing directly the distance, the distance from the base. And that's it. So the speed is set now. Now the other thing is the direction. So for the direction, how to know the direction? The direction will be the direction, like we can point or we can rotate that specific like the woman character toward the direction where we have that like pointer or the handle is going to. So we can calculate or get the direction toward that handler from the base itself, and then we can control through it that one. To do that, I will add the stick. I will add something called the stick. So the stick itself, so there's that stick. It should be, I'll add that one. I don't know if I need to add it, but let's try now. So that would be the stick. this stick is that sprite, and I'll move it to, oh sorry, I'll move it to the center exactly here. So that stick will be our way to identify what's the rotation that we want to do. So what I'll name it stick. So the stick itself will be turned, will be in the same place, exactly the same place. I'll make it more thick here. Maybe shorter. Okay, and move it to the center again. So the stick will be here, directly here. And it should be shorter. And the stick itself will be like with the same, we can make it the same like length of the like the radius here. So I think it should be shorter a little bit. So let's make it more shorter here. Okay, let's make it bigger, then shorter. I think it's okay now. And we can even make it like this. Okay, now for that one I can give it maybe 50% smaller. No, let's make it shorter, keep it 100% and make it shorter. Real thing doesn't have to be that short. Let me move it here. I'm trying not to move that one with it. Okay, because it's running, this is why. Okay, again, this is the one here, and I'm trying to move it to the same place, to the base center. Like let me move it to the base center. So I'll make it part of its code. So I'll move to when this one is clicked, the control is clicked. I will put it in the base. Go to base. Go to base. Go to, where's that one? Go to base. Okay. Now whenever I change the place for the handle, whenever I change the place with the handle, this like stick should rotate to point toward that this handle. So I can go and do that stick here and go in a loop, forever loop, and I'll say point motion point toward what? The mouse pointer, or better the handle. Okay, with that in mind, if I move this, let me go to the bigger thing. So when I move that, the handle, I should make it higher. So I will send that one 2 layers down, and I'll send duplicate, and I'll drag this one here. I'll add, go to front here, then go to backward 1 layer. So with that I have the right order for them, so this will be obvious. You see here? So imagine it as the stick itself. So point toward that. Okay, and I can even make it in the center, which is better. Let's go here to the custom, and I'll move that to the center like this, or even to the other side. Let me check now. With that, this will be our stick. You see, this is now more realistic type of joystick. Okay, but we should make it a little bit taller, a little bit. Okay, so it will match that one. Anyway, so with that in mind, now I'm getting like the orientation of that will be the same as the orientation of that. So I can just take the direction of the stick itself and I'll put it to that one. So I can say here in the loop code for the women itself, so forever set direction, point, where's that one? Point in direction, which is I will get it from sensing, and it will be the direction. It will be the from the stick. It will be the direction of the stick. Okay. Now, if we run that, and no need to apply any kind of sophisticated math to it. It is okay, but the direction is inversed, so we can just do something like minus direction maybe. Go there, and go there, and there. And it will be now okay. Did it? Nope. No, this is not good. Why this is not good? We say minus direction. We can say, let's keep it to direction and see exactly what we are missing here. So why it's not the right. Okay, so it will be, let's show the direction. Let's show the direction for that one. Okay, let's show the direction for the woman. Okay, with that we can just make sure that we're doing the right thing. Okay, now the direction is moving between -180 and 180, but there is a difference 180 between those. Like it should be, we should add 180. Let's try to add 180. Okay, I think now it's okay. Now, and for the speed, it's working just fine. We can just test it. For the speed, where's that speed thing? So I will, to make it look good, I will give it motion, move 10 steps. Okay, too much. If speed, let's base on speed. If speed equal control, if speed greater than 0, and speed I'll get it from here, greater than 0. So move 10. Otherwise, like don't move anything. Like don't move. And you remember we changed here the custom based on if it is moving or not. We changed the custom. So if it is moving, so we have that cycle asking to change the custom. So we have next custom for sure. Next custom, yes. And we have the weighting thing. Weight 0.1. Okay, and for the other one we should go to the specific custom. So next custom was that custom, that specific custom, the idle custom. Switch to custom 2 maybe. Let's try. Make it bigger. Still moving. movement like in different way, and we should be able, if this come back, so this is part of the handle thing, we should, after go to base, set speed to 0. So set speed to 0, because it's not moving anymore. So with that in mind, going back to the woman here and the custom, I think the custom that we should go to is custom 1. Let me check. Now, yes. Now if we try to move in a specific way, it's moving, but it's moving backward. So we should change the speed to minus speed. So instead of moving 10, so minus 10. Let's try now. Our joystick is working fine, and as you see, the speed is, we can even control the how fast she's walking, like by putting that, dividing that on speed. So let's say here, division of minus 10 or minus 20, minus 10, divided or multiplied, not divided, multiply by speed. We can make it much smaller. Put speed here. And 0.1 maybe. Let's try that. So moving very, we forgot the minus 0.1, minus 0.5, let's say. I think this is more realistic. So with that in mind, so you see, when we can walk faster and we can walk slower, or faster or slower, faster, faster, etc. Okay, so that would be a very good thing to do, and that's it. So this is for an example which makes the virtual joystick with minimal amount of like math calculations. So this is another alternative that you can use. Of course, like the original one is the one using the math calculation, but for that one, like it's simpler, like easier to apply. So it's up to you to select your version. Thank you again, and see you in another tutorial.